All right. To quote the great Matthew McConaughey, we are back for a Friday edition. James, on the go with Jacob and James.
Yep, yes it is.
I am your host, Jacob D'Antone, and sitting across from me is my co-host,
James Jackson.
Yes.
What's going on, Jacob?
Oh, you know, just hanging out on a Friday.
You know, when they tell you to do podcasts, when you see people do podcasts, they never tell you how slow it can be sometimes.
Yeah.
It is a very, very slow time in January.
Yeah, you're feeling a little bogged down there.
No, it's you know what? Finding content is always hard
It is.
for January. But you know what? You got to make the best of what you can and find stuff that you can and, you know, somewhat turn a negative into a positive.
Yeah.
So, you know, I hope you guys enjoy our podcast. I hope you guys enjoying the first weeks of January. How are you? Have enjoying the first weeks of January?
Oh yeah, I'm good. You know, it feels good to be in a new year.
Does
for
it?
once. I don't know. It's nice. It's like
We'll
a
see.
refresh.
Call me when November rolls around.
In November. Okay. Well, hopefully we won't be covering anything in November.
I hope not, but
Outside.
unless it's funny. Unless it's
Unless
like
it's
really,
funny.
really funny. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, it feels good. And you know, we started a second season. This is season 2.
Yep. Season 2.
It's like a reboot almost.
Is it a reboot?
Not really, but you know, we
We didn't change our theme song, so that's good.
no, but we can really fully start a full year.
That's true.
What I'm saying. So.
Yeah, that's true.
But we're moving right along, James. And you know what? Khadija and I have still been watching King of the Hill. We've been continuing our King of the Hill binge.
What season are you on?
We're like midway through season 3.
How many episodes in each season, you think?
There's like 20 or so.
Really?
There's 13 seasons. I didn't realize
13
it went that long.
seasons?
Yeah. Yeah, they're 13.
It ended in 2008, didn't it?
I think so, right?
Yeah.
Because 13 seasons, so every season's about a year, right?
Mhm.
It started in 97,
Yeah.
I think. I said 96 before, but it was 97.
Okay.
So, yeah, maybe like 2008,
Because
2010.
I know Brittany Murphy passed away in 2005.
That's the Luann voice
Yeah.
actor, right?
So I think she passed away because they cut her
Yeah.
from the show when she passed away. Yeah, that was upsetting. I really did like her character
Yeah.
a
No,
lot.
her character's good.
Like every time she's crying, every time she would cry over anything, and Hank
Right.
is like, "Oh, come on, Luann,
Come on, Luann."
I loved her, man.
You know what was surprising
What?
was, she had that boyfriend in the early seasons. Right? She's probably had
Oh, yeah,
multiple
yeah.
boyfriends in the show, but she had that one boyfriend in the
Yeah, I know what you're
beginning.
talking about.
Buckley.
Mhm.
I didn't realize they killed him off.
They did, didn't they?
I never knew that. Spoilers for King of the Hill, I suppose, but
Oh, they'll be fine.
I never realized they killed him off. It was like a 2-part. It was a cliffhanger. That's how they ended season 2. Was a cliffhanger episode because they did an episode where the Megalomart, or the Walmart of King of the Hill,
Yeah.
they got propane, and so the propane company that Hank worked for had
I
to
remember
shut
that.
down.
Yeah. Mhm.
And so Hank started working there, and his boss was her boyfriend, Buckley. And so King of the Hill, in the beginning seasons, they had this cameo from this, I guess he used to be a famous person, Chuck Mangione.
Talking about the guy with the hat and
Yeah,
the long
and
hair.
and the
weird ass
trumpet.
dude with the trumpet.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hated that guy. He was creepy.
Apparently, I guess he's a real celebrity because like he's actually like listed as a cast member.
Oh, okay.
Like he plays himself.
has like a little small mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that guy was doing a concert in the parking lot, and Hank and like all the other like older dudes who had their businesses, but they had to shut them down because Megalomart took over. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna protest by like blowing kazoos during this concert."
I remember that.
And then Hank had something else planned, but for whatever reason, he had to go inside the Megalomart. And earlier in the episode, they showed like Buckley like pulling a propane tank by
It blew up.
the valve. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Hank's walking down the aisle and he smells the propane. He's like, "Oh no, whoa!" And then the Megalomart blows up, and then they're looking for Hank and Luann because they're all inside the Megalomart. And that's the cliffhanger ending of season 2.
That, yeah.
And season 3 opens up with
The
them getting.
funeral.
Well, no, I think that's the second episode of season 3.
Okay.
But when season 3 opens up, they find Hank and they find Luann. Luann's got her hair burnt off.
I do remember.
And they can't find Buckley.
Yeah.
And so it's a sad tale, James.
It's
not
supposed to be
funny.
sad, but I do remember when she got her hair blown off. I
Yeah,
remember
she had the Sinead O'Connor bit.
Sinead O'Connor.
Sinead O'Connor. I'm so sorry. But yeah, and then Hank got like this PTSD. He's afraid to like mess with the propane. Yeah. So
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah, and I thought they were gonna find Buckley, but no, they just straight up killed that kid off.
Oh,
I didn't know
man.
that.
Yeah, some serious dark episodes. in
There
some of
are.
them, yeah.
Like, and then like a few episodes later, they did one with Bill where Bill's mind snaps and he like
Yeah.
pretends to be his ex-wife, and it's a
Good stuff,
it's
man.
a wild show, man.
No, it's good stuff, man. I love King of the Hill. I've been binge watching it while I have said I'm not gonna say I've been binge watching it, but I've been having it on in the background.
Yeah,
So I noticed, a couple of episodes here and there. I was like, oh man, I remember this.
yeah,
Yeah, you really took me back last week with that.
Really?
King of the Hill, man.
yeah. Well, that's what we've been watching. Is King of the Hill. So
What you gonna watch after this?
after we get through with King of the
King
Hill,
of the Hill.
oh, that's a good question. We always have like an interim period where we're like we watch documentaries or like she watches a lot of true crime.
Oh yeah, you told
So
me. about
usually
that,
we just
yeah.
put that on in the background until we find something else to watch.
True crimes. God, I can't stand
She's
it.
a big fan of true crime.
I can see you just sitting there like,
I don't know. She falls asleep to it. It's weird.
yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, man. What have you been up to?
Let's see. What did I watch? Did I watch anything special? No. Actually, I was talking to a friend at work, and he's been binge watching Batman,
Which one?
all of them, and he's younger than me.
Okay.
So he's like, he want to know some of the stuff. I actually kind of volunteer myself because I like when people always ask me about stuff like that
Yeah.
with Batman. And he's like, he watched Batman 1989. He didn't know Prince was on the soundtrack. I say, Prince was forced to do that soundtrack.
Oh, you know
A lot
what?
of
I
people
think I
don't know
remember that story.
Yeah, he was forced to do that soundtrack.
I was about to say, wasn't he also in the movie or no?
No, he wasn't
No.
in the movie, but his music was in there.
Who was in the? Was it LL Cool J
And what?
in one of the Batmans?
No, Coolio.
Coolio. Look, man, I don't know my '90s rappers. All right.
Oh man, Cool J. What you gonna tell me? Yeah, Ice Cube was in there. Chris Tucker was
He
in there
could've
too,
been.
Jacob. But
but yeah,
yeah.
Coolio was
it was in Batman and Robin. He was in the little motorcycle
yeah,
scene.
he's technically Scarecrow.
Really?
Yeah, he was technically supposed to be Scarecrow.
Oh hell no!
Yeah,
You kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. That's an actual fact.
I'm looking that up after
He
this-
was
after the
supposed to
show.
be Scarecrow.
Bull. That's BS. I was about to say
That is not.
you
BS.
about to get some bleep today. What?
That is not beep.
Well, okay, so-
BS.
But anyway, yeah, he was forced to do that. Warner Brothers made him do that because he was owned by that label.
Oh, I see.
So he told him to put these songs together, and he didn't want to do it. So the soundtrack didn't do as good as they would want because it didn't sound like something Prince would put out.
Right.
But it was something that Warner Brothers wanted to put out. Actually, in one of the songs, Big Daddy Kane was supposed to be in one of them, and Warner Brothers was like, "Hell no, that ain't happening."
Why
so,
not?
Because they didn't want rap,
Oh,
they just wanted Prince.
I see.
So I told him about that. He didn't know that. I told him about the Batman Returns stuff. Back then, Warner Brothers didn't like Tim Burton's vision
Mm-hmm.
because it was too dark,
Yeah.
and it was very Tim Burtonish. I don't know about you. Do you like Batman Returns?
Which one was Batman Returns? Is that the
Penguin.
last one?
No, the Penguin.
Oh, the one with Penguin.
Penguin and Catwoman. Do you like that one over the 1989 one with Jack Nicholson?
I don't know how I feel about both of them, honestly. Like,
Really?
yeah, I mean, they're Batman films. So it's fine, but well, first one, the second one was just gross, right?
know-
It's just really
You know what?
a lot of gross things in it.
I didn't mean to take this podcast this way
Oh,
because
you're fine.
I know we have more stuff to talk about, but I guess we could have talked about this on another podcast.
Hey, no, it works. It's fine.
Because I do kind of want to get your opinion. Because I don't think we ever talked about that. Which Batman movie is the best? For me, it's Batman 1989.
Oh, that can be a whole different episode for
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, the original one,
yeah,
the
1989,
original,
yeah, with Joker with Jack Nicholson.
I can see that. You know what I don't like about them is they killed off the villains.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean,
I know you have your thing against killing villains.
yeah,
Yeah. Man. See, I like Batman 1989 because it wasn't so Tim Burtonish. It wasn't so.
I can see that.
Yeah, it was more Batman than the second one. Straight Tim Burton.
yeah.
All day long. The landscape, the Gotham City itself, the cat features and all that, the little cat animation features.
The Penguin Army.
Yeah, the penguin arm. It was just a little bit too much for me. I still like it, but it was a little bit too much.
Yeah. Well, they were both Tim Burton, right?
Yeah, both of them were all Tim Burton.
It's just, you know what it is? One of them is Tim Burton, you get to make this movie.
Yeah.
And then the second one was like, all right, Tim Burton, we trust you entirely.
Yeah, because the last one was so successful, it was a pop phenomenon.
Right.
And so they were like, "Hey, Tim Burton, do what you do."
Right.
Little did they know, when you give creative freedom too much to that one person, they can screw an entire franchise.
Well, exactly. Well, for more modern day examples, you could say Taika Waititi with Thor 4.
Yeah.
Right? And then you could say someone also mentioned like James Gunn with Guardians 3, but I don't think that's a good enough example.
Yeah, because he actually did good with those.
He did good with
go
Guardians
too
3.
far.
Right. So I would say Taika Waititi and Thor 4 is like, okay, Taika Waititi with Thor 3 is a little bit of them, right?
Yeah.
And then he got the sequel, and then he
just
full,
he just went full on him. Kind of like Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
You know, when you give him a certain film, he'll, Rebel Moon has not been doing that good.
Yeah.
That's what type of films, you give him that type of material, he's going to go a little bit too far.
Right.
So that's what Tim Burton did with the Batman. And, they couldn't sell any merchandise at McDonald's. They couldn't sell any toys.
Well, that's the thing with the sequel is they marketed it heavily for children.
For children.
And that's what surprised people because they wanted to go take their kids to go see this movie. And the
it
kids were like, oh,
out.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had Penguin wearing the same clothes he had on when he was a baby.
Yeah, he's throwing up on himself.
Throwing up on himself. Yeah, like crap stains in the back of his pants. I was like, what is this? It's just disgusting, man. It was just disgusting. It was cool. I loved it. I mean, look, as a kid, I loved it. But back then, knowing now, it's like, it was very Tim Burtonish.
Yeah.
And the Joel Schumachers, then we also talked about Joel Schumachers. He wanted to do something different with the Batman and Robin. We already know.
Right.
He wanted to do like a Adam West style and also modern day. And it just didn't work.
Yeah.
Because the 1995 one was successful, but the Batman and Robin wasn't successful.
Right.
So...
we could do a whole Batman
we really could. We
watch
really
series.
Could.
I mean, we could just do that.
One day we got to do that.
Yeah.
We got to do like a binge watch and then just review each one.
Yeah.
Oh, Jacob, that's a good idea, man. I don't know why I whispered your name like that. That was so sexual. Jacob. Oh my God. Let's just move on. Let's just move on.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. I don't know why I did that.
All right. Well, I finally finished The Bear.
Yeah, did you?
I finally took some time.
About
Finished
damn
it.
time.
Finished the last 2 episodes I had to finish, and I'm not gonna go into too much detail on these episodes because I feel like I've talked about The Bear enough.
Okay.
And honestly, I think in the future when I talk about shows, I'm gonna wait until I fully finish them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of every other episode just talk about this thing, kind of.
Unless it's like a latest show that we're both watching.
Yeah.
Then we can kind of break it down each show by show if you want to.
Yeah.
Or as a whole.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But so yeah, I finished The Bear, and they get the restaurant up and going. You finally get to see like the restaurant they've been building this whole season.
Everything building towards.
Yeah, it's like it's on and popping. They're stressed out because they're like, this is our first night. We have to sell out every single seat, booth, whatever you want to call it, in order to make our money back. Carmi's stressed. Sydney's stressed. Everybody's stressed.
Everyone. Yeah.
Everyone. We get to the last episode. Everything's going on. Like the tickets coming in. Sydney's like freaking out, but she's like trying to maintain it, and they're falling behind. And the big thing I want to talk about is Carmi.
Alert, alert, alert.
Carmi gets stuck in the walk-in freezer.
Well, that was so funny.
It was funny, but the lack of urgency of him being in this freezer kind of took me out of it, though.
What you mean?
The fact, like, because nobody was concerned with him actually being in the
Oh,
freezer.
Jacob, you couldn't.
That's true. I mean, they were stressed about other things, but I don't know, there was no tension with that. And the whole time I'm like, he's got limited time here, right? He's gonna freeze to death, but nobody's worried about. And I assume off screen they called the fridge guy.
Yeah, they called them. They called him to come in, but they couldn't.
They can't stop.
They can't
You
stop.
can't shut down. And I mean, Carmi is just like just cursing in the background.
And to be fair, the kitchen was getting.
Oh, they were getting wrecked.
They were getting wrecked. I've
Yeah.
been there. I've been there.
Yeah.
When you're just getting wrecked from behind, it is just bad.
Yeah.
It is just bad business. And it kind of worked better when he was in there.
Yeah.
No offense. And that's my guy. I love that guy.
Yeah.
But because he was kind of stressing out a little bit himself.
Well, yeah, because he was stressing everybody else out.
Exactly. And when you do that, you cause the whole kitchen to just go awry.
Exactly. Well, also they had a new guy who just like walked off.
Yeah, he just walked
So
off.
they were just
completely.
missing a new guy entirely the whole night. So that also set them behind. But you're right. They did do better once he was in there because he's in the freezer. You can't do anything.
Just sit there in
Yeah.
his thoughts.
So they're getting all these like tickets in, and then Sydney's falling behind on doing the expo stuff. Is it expo?
Yeah,
Is that
expo.
the okay? That's the right term. All right. So she's falling behind on that. Also, Carmi's like freaking out because he thought his old boss was sitting in one of the booths.
Yep.
That's what caused him
That's
to,
what really
to
caused
flip out.
it. Yeah.
Right. And then later on in the episode, you actually find out it's just some guy that looks like him.
Yeah.
So Sydney's freaking out, and then Richie comes up, and Richie's like, I can expo.
I
Like,
love that scene.
We got
man.
it's great. It's one of the best scenes of the whole
Money.
season. So good because like he knocks everything out in 5 minutes.
That's how it is, baby.
Yeah.
Realistic. It's realistic to a T, and that's what I love about this show.
It was so good. And then meanwhile, they invited the mom because it turns out the mom's not dead.
No.
You know, the last time we heard about the mom, she drove to the house on Christmas Eve or
Played by
whatever
Jamie Lee
holiday.
Curtis.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. And we never figured out what happened after that. Well, she's still alive. They invited, or Sugar, the sister, invited her to the Friends and Family night. Sugar's like sitting with her husband and they're trying to like figure out if she's going to come. And the husband's like, well, don't be sad if she doesn't come because, you know, it's her mom. Sugar gets distracted. She goes to help in the kitchen because they're all behind, right? And the husband, Petey, whatever,
Mhm.
he sees Jamie Lee Curtis is outside smoking a cigarette. So he goes out to talk to her and they have this big emotional
Yeah, which was a good scene.
conversation.
They-
Very
you know,
good scene.
She basically breaks down and is like, hey, I don't want to cause another distraction like I did
Yeah.
for the holidays. And it's really emotional. He's like, no, man, you can still come in. You
Yeah.
can still join us. They'll be happy to see you. And she was like, no,
I can't.
I can't.
She's like, I can't go in there.
Oh,
Like,
man.
I want to go in there and I can't go in there.
That part tore me up.
And then, you know, she's like, tell me it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally he's like, it's okay. And
So, yep.
she walks away.
She walks away.
He's all crying when he goes back in there. And at this point, they finished the
Finished
service.
all the service.
They finished the service and Sugar's like, what's wrong? And, you know, I think he says, I love you or whatever.
Yep.
I don't know.
And then Sydney's dad also shows up as well. Robert Townsend.
Yeah,
Yep.
he shows up, he eats the food, and like she goes outside to throw up because she's still hearing the ticket thing go off, which
Yep.
kind of confused me. I was like, so is there no paper? That stressed me out. I was like, is there no receipt paper? What's happening here? But I guess it was just all in her head. So she went and threw up, and you know her dad told her he was proud of her, and that's a big moment for her because she had worked at a restaurant before, the similar situation, I guess, and it just didn't work out, right? Or she tried to do her own thing before and it didn't work out, right? And so all the chaos is ended.
Yep.
And we get to the point where I think Tina, the Hispanic cook, is talking to Carmi through the door. And then Carmi is just having like a whole existential crisis. Like he realizes he was distracted the whole time because he was talking to this girl. And he's like, oh, when did we switch from Frenchies to just regular yellow mustard? And Tina was like, oh, well, you ordered it like last week. And
Yeah.
he started going on a whole speech about how he's like been distracted. And like somehow, some way, Claire ends up on the other side of that door. And he's just going off about how he's let her distract him. And,
Yep.
you know, he doesn't deserve any happiness or enjoyment. It's beautiful scene.
Oh yeah, it was a heartbreaking scene too. That was another heartbreaking scene.
And honestly, I've seen that clip before, and that's what got me interested and wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
I literally have seen that clip, and I was like, oh, this resonates with me. Great scene. But then, you know, he hears Claire, and Claire leaves because she's upset because she feels like it's her fault.
It's her fault.
He feels this way. However, in his defense, this man is stuck in a walk-in freezer on the opening night of his restaurant.
Yeah, it was really, he was under the most pressure,
Right.
obviously.
Right, you can't walk away from that and be like, well, I guess he just hates me. You know?
Also too, I don't know if you noticed a little bit. How old is Sydney? You would say.
How old is Sydney?
Yeah, how old would you say?
She's gotta be like 19, 20.
Okay. How old do you think Carmi is? And you know where I'm going with this, right?
No, because I've thought this myself. Because Carmi, I don't know how old he's supposed to be, but I think Jeremy Allen White's like in his 30s.
He's got to be, right?
Right? I don't know. They all seem like they're 30s to 40s,
Yeah.
but it also feels like they should be younger
Because there was a scene in there where I was just like,
when they're doing the table, when they're
yeah,
fixing the
I was
table.
like, wait a minute.
Oh, okay.
I was like, wait a minute.
I'm glad you reminded me of this.
Is something going to happen between these two?
It felt like it, right?
It really does feel like it. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad it wasn't just me because
No.
I was watching the
There was,
scene. I was
there
like,
was something there.
there's something. Well, there's been something between them
It
two.
does seem like that a lot.
Very much so. And there's something between her and Marcus,
Mm-hmm.
but not as much
Not
as
as
it
much
feels
as it feels.
with her and Carmi. So
I forgot about that. Her and Marcus too as well.
yeah, but I'm glad you said something because I was like, this, what's about to happen?
That's why I asked you,
deal?
like, how old is Sydney?
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
like-
she looks like she's at least 19, 20.
I mean, everybody's above age, so
You're right, you're
it's- I'm not saying as I'm saying like, oh, it's gross, but it's just like,
You're right, but it feels like Carmi should also be around that same age because like Claire seems like she's like at least like early 20s.
yeah,
But Carmi, the way he acts and stuff, he seems much older. But it does. But they went to high school together,
they did.
and I know he's like traveled the world and worked at
Mhm.
restaurants and all this stuff. But I still feel like his character at least should be like early 20s.
It should be,
But him himself,
but he looks so older,
he does.
so that's why.
And then
that's a lot of it.
Richie looks middle aged.
Well, yeah, we know Richie's middle aged.
Yeah.
We know Richie's old ass man. We
Yeah,
know that.
yeah.
Like, he's a whole man. We know
Yeah.
that. Like, we know that much. So, yeah, man. Other than that, I'm glad you like the show.
Yeah, love the show, and I think they're starting to write season 3.
Yep, I think they are. I think they should start doing it now.
Yeah.
Start shooting pretty soon.
So I'm definitely looking forward to when that starts coming out.
I'm telling you right now, you probably won't see that until Christmas time, due to all the strikes and stuff.
Either Christmas time or sometime in 2025.
Yeah. So unfortunately,
Because if they're starting to write it now,
yeah,
that's at least 10 hours of show you got to write.
yeah. So it's gonna be kind of rough on that one. So
Unless they do like a mid-season thing,
yeah.
then we could see the first half in fall.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they do it. I mean, really, the setting of the show is only one setting.
Yeah.
They're
takes
mostly
place
in the
in
restaurant.
Chicago.
Yeah,
You know, one setting, maybe on the train, stuff like that.
they don't go
They
very
don't go
far.
far. They don't go
This
very far at all.
this season was the most traveled. Because you know they show Marcus in like
Marcus.
another country. They send 2 of them to a cooking school. Carmi goes to a house party. Like there's other sets in this season, but like really, you could just do the one
You really could.
set.
You really could. But, you know, it's just a matter of the network and how they want everything slotted. A lot of inside baseball.
Yeah,
But, yeah, man, I'm glad you like the show. I'm glad I introduced this show to you.
yeah,
You know, hopefully when the season starts back up again, we can review them. Like, I don't want to do episode by episode. Maybe 2-3 episodes in, and then we can do a
Yeah.
review.
yeah. We'll have to figure something
Yeah,
out.
we have to figure something
a
out.
better way to review shows.
That's how I think we should do it. Like 3 episodes in, review,
Yeah,
and then 3 episodes after that. Because there's only like 8 episodes per season, I'm assuming, right?
8 to 10.
8 to
There is
10?
10 in this one, so yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So-
I think we could easily do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and you know what? It also depends on the people. If the people tell us what they want.
Yeah.
Q&A.
It's up
That's
to
what
you
we're there
guys.
for.
That's what the Q&A is
That's
for.
what the Q&A is
That's
for.
what the email is for. On
Yep.
the Go Pod
On the
2023.
Go Pod. Let us know. I know you're into Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I know you love Spider-Man games.
Yeah.
I see the PS5 box sitting here with Spider-Man 2. I know you got a whole room devoted to it. I know you got comic books devoted to it.
I do.
How are you feeling about the new Suicide Squad game?
I'm glad you asked me about this because I don't know if you knew this or not, James, but it is set in the Batman.
The Batman Arkham.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you knew this.
Yeah, I knew that.
So it's set in the Batman Arkham universe. It's set after Arkham Knight,
Yeah.
but it's the Suicide Squad, and they've teased the Suicide Squad in one of the games previously before.
Did they?
Yeah, it was so they had Batman Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and then they had
Arkham Origins?
that one. It was a prequel. It didn't do as good because
It didn't.
it's not by the same company.
I did not like that
fully.
game. Yeah.
Not a lot of people did. But at the end of that game, they teased the Suicide Squad. There was a scene where Deathstroke, because they introduced Deathstroke in that game, there's a scene where Deathstroke is in the prison cell and Waller comes in and throws him a folder. And,
oh, you're right.
and the
Okay.
folder says
yeah.
Task Force X, I think.
Yeah, it did. You're right.
Yeah. So for a while, we knew there was like a Suicide Squad something or
That
other
existed.
in this universe. Yeah. And so now we got Suicide Squad to kill the Justice League, which is an interesting premise, right? Because they're going to fight the Justice League. Justice League is being like brainwashed by Brainiac. However, there have been some leaks about this game that came out, and it has me concerned. It has other people in the Arkham fandom concerned as well, because according to the plot leaks, and then I'll play this again.
Spoiler.
Alert, alert, alert.
According to the plot leaks, they legitimately killed the Justice League for one thing, which, you know, hey, you live up to your title. That's cool. But the end of the game supposedly will have, like, when you finish the story, Brainiac is going to reveal that he's also taking over the other multiverses because they're going to introduce the multiverses. I think
my god damn.
there's a section of the game, I think, where you jump into one of the other universe. I know. It's
I'm banging my head, audience. I'm banging my head.
It's the curse of the multiverse, James. And so supposedly, when you finish the game, it's gonna leave it open for like updates and DLC, and it's gonna kind of turn into one of those, like, there's gonna be seasons. You know, like how Fortnite has a season. Like every couple months they drop
a DLC character,
new DLC characters or skins or whatever. Like, it's gonna be like that, and you're gonna have to kind of keep putting money into this game to keep playing it or something of that nature. It's gonna turn into like a live service type game, and a lot of people are really upset by that. Because they're upset by that, and they're also upset with the fact that, like, okay, yeah, it's Suicide Squad, and yeah, it's Kill the Justice League themed, but this in the Arkham universe doesn't make.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit, yeah.
Right? Because, I mean, Arkham Universe is like, it's such a small.
It only took place in
scaled
that
game.
Yeah, it is.
And then you're gonna kill off Batman in this game. You're gonna kill off Flash and Superman.
Wonder Woman and Superman. Yeah.
Wonder Woman. I think Wonder Woman is gonna team up with them. I think she's the only one who's not brainwashed somehow.
Okay.
However, this all leaks. This could change. I don't know the full information on it.
I really hope that's not true.
And when the game comes out, maybe I'll watch some gameplay, and then maybe I'll play the game, and then we can talk about it more when it's actually physically out.
So you do have interest in playing it?
I do have interest in it. I just don't know how I feel about it quite yet, because it's one of those things where it's like, okay, is this going to be a multiplayer game, or is it going to be where, like, I can just like pick between the characters as I play the game? Is it going to be an online mostly game where it's like, yeah, you can play it by yourself, but really you should play it online with other people because you got the 4 characters.
Will it be like? You think it's gonna be like Ultimate Alliance? Remember Ultimate Alliance, where you choose which person, and
I don't think it's gonna
type of specter.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna be like Ultimate Alliance.
How does this go?
That is, those games are great.
Okay, let's just say, for hypothetical, you choose Deathstroke or
right,
Captain Boomerang.
Yeah.
Does Captain Boomerang has his own arc if you choose that person, or like? That's why I've been so confused about this game. That's why I wanted to ask you.
You're right, because there's not a lot of, like, I haven't seen a whole lot of information about it. Right. And I mean, for a while we just had like a teaser, and for a long time we didn't have much else about it. I think recently they're starting to push stuff out.
And is this like an Arkham game where it's an adventure, or is this like a fighting style game like freaking Mortal Kombat type stuff?
It's not a Mortal Kombat. It's not like Injustice. I think it's just gonna be
an adventure game.
Kind of like almost like a hack and slash.
Okay.
Oh, I'm looking it up right now, so we don't.
Yeah, because
we don't look like fools.
Yeah, because look, there's no other way to look at this situation, because I'm confused about this whole thing. And then you tell me about this Fortnite. I don't even like Fortnite, and you talking about this. Oh man, I really hope this is not true, Jake. I really do. Because the trailer, when I first saw the trailer, it was
so
cool.
According to the official website, it says drop into an expansive and dynamic open world metropolis, ravaged by Brainiac's invasion and terrorized by the heroes who protected it. Experience gameplay that brings together a unique fusion of enhanced traversal, gunplay, and melee combat, combining free-roaming exploration and combat verticality for an unforgettable experience. So it does sound like it is free roam, like it's open world sandbox kind of game.
Okay.
But I guess because like there's always stuff going on, that it's going to be like you're always in the action. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you'll be going from one end of the city to the other, but like you'll be killing enemies and doing all kinds of stuff the whole way.
And the whole game takes place in Metropolis.
It seems like it.
This ain't like Dawn of Justice where you got Gotham City like right across the street.
No, it seems like it's mostly in Metropolis. And like I said, according to the links, you go to another universe at some point.
Okay.
That's like at the climax of the game.
Okay.
But yeah, it says play as the Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, King Shark as they set out on an impossible mission to kill the Justice League. And there's already been reports that like they're gonna have, I think, Deathstroke and a couple other people as DLC characters.
I don't know how you feel about the current Suicide Squad. I'm not a big fan of all these guys. Like, I'm a big fan of Deadshot. I'm cool with that. King Shark, okay.
Well, because they made King Shark like Drax.
Yeah.
Like you can tell by the preview of the game.
Kind of like in the movie.
They made him very much like Drax.
Yeah.
Like
it's big dumb.
Yeah, he's just a big dummy. And also too, they they changed up how Deadshot looks entirely from the original Arkham, like from his appearance in
wasn't
Arkham
he
City.
white?
Yeah, he's a white dude,
Yeah.
and now they made him a black guy because they're trying to
Will
keep it
Smith.
up with Will Smith, and yeah,
This is you can obviously tell they're going by the Suicide Squad of
the movies,
of the movies.
right?
So I don't know, man. I'm like you. I'm interested, but
I'm skeptical.
I'm skeptical. Yeah.
You know, that's all it is to it. I don't think it's gonna be a bad game, but I'm also just very nervous. And you know, the unfortunate thing with the video game industry these days is like AAA titles that should be really great haven't been so good. Like when they come out, first of all, they're half finished or they're 75% finished, and the rest you have to buy later for DLC, right? And a lot of people are really getting tired of that. Or you have the games where when they come out, you got to put $5 into it every month to
Which is
do
BS.
whatever. Yeah,
I played the new Mortal Kombat game on Xbox with my best friend.
Mortal Kombat 1.
One. He just
Yeah.
bought it. There are so much characters on this game that I just do not like.
Oh,
It
yeah?
is- it is not a good. You know what? I'm not gonna say it's not a good game, but they got this part where you got cameos, so you got to buy certain people that you didn't have to buy back in the day.
Yeah, they've been doing that, I think, for a little while now. Because when they did Mortal Kombat 9 on PS3, I think that's when they started, because they had Freddy Krueger and like Kratos. That's when they started that. And then every game is just like, oh, we're introducing, like, I think one game had like Alien and Leatherface and Jason, and this one has like what, Homelander, Omni-Man.
Omni-Man is a beast in this game, man.
Yeah?
He is a beast.
So
He's
you
a force to be reckoned
so you
with.
like Omni-Man?
Oh, he's a force to be reckoned with. I like him more than I like a lot of characters in that game.
Yeah.
Oh man, he is Kung Lao's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He's the one with the
thumbs
hat,
down.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic because I just wanted to ask you that because I know you like Spider-Man. I know Spider-Man is your thing.
Well, I like Spider-Man, but I also like the Batman Arkham games.
Yeah,
Those are really great too. And this is in the Arkham universe. So it's weird because like you have Gotham Knights that I originally started playing on PS5.
how's that?
It's all right. Yeah, it's not that great. But you would think, knowing the story from Arkham City, like how the Arkham series ended, you would think Gotham Knights would be the obvious sequel.
Well, that's what I thought when that game first came out. Remember that DC fandom?
Yeah.
And they showed all the trailers for the video games and movies. I thought Gotham Knights was more connected to Arkham than Suicide Squad
Yeah,
was.
and you would be right in that assumption because it seems like
It just
that
seems
makes
like
sense.
it. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
But then you have the Suicide Squad game coming out, and it's like, oh, well, this is the actual sequel. But it's just weird because it expands the universe, but I feel like it expands it so quickly.
Yeah,
because
like the movies.
Right, because if you just had the Arkham series,
Yeah.
and then maybe you did like a Flash game or like a Superman game.
We've been waiting on a Superman game for years. Like a Superman.
I mean,
movie.
Superman game's not coming out. I don't know.
We
I don't
had
think
Sup-
it's gonna come.
We haven't had a Superman game since Superman Returns, and that was
Yeah.
2006, and that was
Yeah.
actually pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah, it was pretty dope.
I don't remember. I just know everyone talks about 64.
Yeah, no,
Superman 64.
that nah, man, that Superman Returns video game was awesome.
All right. Yeah. I never
It
really.
was on PlayStation 2.
See, PlayStation 2 was the glory days of games. PlayStation 2 and original Xbox. Those were the glory days, man. Like no DLC. Everything was on the disc.
Yep.
You only unlock things if you did certain things, and you didn't even know until you did it.
Gotta have memory card.
Great
But
times.
no,
great
you're
game.
right though. Like they should have had like a Flash game or a Wonder Woman game. Just don't just automatically.
Or this could have been this could have been a bigger setup.
a way bigger setup.
You know, because also the way Arkham City leaves off is, I don't know, Batman like fakes his death, and he's like
thought he
the
was dead.
scary person. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll wait and see when it comes out, and maybe I'll try to play it, and
and then we'll have a full review for it.
yeah. I think that'll be a good idea. All right, we're here. We're in the trailer park.
In the trailer part.
Hope everybody loves our trailer park music.
Yeah.
I worked hard on that.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Nice. It's nice. So, James, I have a couple movies to talk about today.
Okay.
First, we have a shark movie called No Way Up. Have you seen the trailer for
I
this?
saw the trailer for it. It did not feel like a shark movie at first.
It doesn't. And I think a lot of people were making jokes about it being snakes on a plane, but sharks in a plane.
Sharks in the plane,
You know?
underneath water.
And so the whole premise is like, I guess these like high school friends are going on a trip, and one of them seems to be a rich person or a celebrity of some sort because she's got this bodyguard dude. But they're going on some sort of trip, get on a plane crashes in the ocean. Whoops, they're in the bottom of the ocean. How do we get out of this? Okay, well, we gotta find our way out. There's sharks.
Typical film.
Yeah, I like a big dumb shark movie. This gives me open water.
Yeah, it's kind of like
vibes.
open water / Poseidon.
Yeah, but not as interesting as Poseidon because, first of all, the set piece, the set is so small.
It's
They're
just
in a
plane.
plane.
They're just in the plane.
They're not even in a plane that was like Snakes on a Plane,
Yeah.
where that was like a huge plane. This looks like a small plane.
Mm-hmm.
And so somehow sharks are getting inside. I don't know how it's really going to work out in the movie, and I'm skeptical.
Looks very low budget.
It does.
It's not filmed by any special company.
No,
Like, I don't even know if this movie's gonna probably be in the movie theaters, to be honest with
I
you.
think it is though. That's the thing.
It probably, you know what? It's one of those movies that'll probably be come out in February, and you'll never see it, and it'll make all its money on streaming service. It'll make all its money once it's finally,
You're probably right.
yeah. It'll be in theaters for like a good 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks during the week. People will come to watch it, and then after that, you'll never see it again. And that's what type of, you know what? And those movies have value too.
Well, it could either become a cult classic, or it could just fade away.
Just fade away into
nothing.
darkness, into the abyss.
Yeah.
You'll never see it again. You know, it just depends. It doesn't have any credible stars in there.
Apparently, it's Russian.
Is a Russian movie?
Yeah.
Russian movie company?
Yeah, or the director's Russian.
Oh, okay.
It seems.
Did it say it's coming to movie theaters?
I'm trying to figure that out. He's
Okay.
right now. It says they're comparing it to like Towering Inferno and the Poseidon Adventure. So you're spot on with the Poseidon
Yeah.
Adventure.
Towering Inferno. You got to go do yourself with that.
Yeah.
You got to go kill yourself with that one because I don't know if you ever saw Towering Inferno. That movie was amazing. Had O.J. Simpson in there. It had I forgot some of the credible stars of it.
Oh,
in
this
that film.
movie's been done since May 2022.
Oh, okay.
So it's been in limbo.
Just been sitting there, huh?
Yeah.
Collecting dust. And they just said, you know what? How about we just go ahead and bring it out now?
Pretty much. I think it was just kind of like, hey, we need to get this out.
I think it might hit a streaming service.
The director is Claudio Fa.
Okay. Never heard of him.
It says No Way Up is a gripping story of survival in the extreme, a roller coaster ride filled with suspense and thrills with a group of wonderfully crafted characters who are
That
driving
doesn't
the
make me want to
story.
watch it at all. The way you said it actually makes me want to watch it more
Yeah.
than that.
Based on the plot details we know so far, gripping and extreme seem like the perfect words to describe this horrifying scenario.
They always say that. They always say that.
Yeah,
There's nothing in it that says it, yeah.
yeah.
Like I say, I think it's going to probably hit movie theaters, maybe select movie theaters. And it'll probably be in there for like a good 2 or 3 weeks. And then it'll disappear into the abyss and you'll never see it again.
Yeah, I think it says February 20th is the expected release date, but
see,
it,
that's
does,
about right.
it doesn't
Mhm.
say theatrical or just
Or
DVD.
streaming,
It could
yeah.
be straight to DVD.
Could. I mean, I don't think DVDs be out by then
Well,
because they're phasing those out pretty hard.
they are, but they're still coming out. It's
It was
Best
but
Buy
you
is
got to order
phasing
them
them out.
online. You got to order them online now.
true.
Yeah, no, they're phasing them out a lot of places, dude.
Are they?
Yeah, even Walmart selection has gotten very smaller
That's sad.
So,
I mostly
yeah.
go to Target, and Target keeps up with them so far.
so far, but yeah, they're starting to phase them out. So,
Yeah, we'll see how
We'll
that
see.
goes. But
and what's the next movie you got?
so the next movie I got is a Kevin Hart movie
Oh, God.
called Lift.
So to be fair, I know a lot of people like, wow, smell some shade come from James. I like Kevin Hart. I like him a lot. I don't like his stand up specials,
No,
but I like him as a person, and I like some of his movies.
you know what? I agree with you on the stand-up specials because I feel like from what I've seen of his stand-up, it's just him screaming, and that's honestly what I've seen in a lot of his movies.
True,
Is just him screaming.
true.
And so I'm kind of right there with you. I've never really been a huge fan of Kevin Hart and like a bunch of his movies and comedies just because like I don't know, he's yelling about stuff like
Yeah, and you
not
know,
even like angry yelling, but just like
just
yelling.
yelling short guy.
Yeah,
You know,
he's that guy.
because he's short. And so I just wanted to say that before we talk about the trailer. You know, nice little setup.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with Kevin Hart. Some of his movies, you can tell that he's trying. He's trying to advance himself a little bit more.
you're right, and it kind of shows with this movie I think because
Lift,
he doesn't seem like he's doing the Kevin Hart bit.
No,
He's actually playing a character, and it's a heist movie. This movie is It's a group of thieves who got hired to steal money from a plane
Yeah.
while the plane's in the air,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's the big challenge. Is like, okay, how do we steal from the plane while it's in the air still? And I mean, it's got an Ocean's 11 type feel to it. Like, I mean, all heist movies kind of do, right? Because
Yeah.
you got to do the heist thing where it's like you meet the different characters and all this stuff. But
It's
like,
been done before.
it's been done before.
Drop Zone.
Yeah.
Drop Zone. You ever saw the movie Drop Zone?
No.
Okay, it was this movie done back in the day with my guy that played Ghost.
Patrick Swayze?
Swayze.
Oh.
It's been done before. Drop Zone. I think that was him in there.
Oh.
Drop Zone. Like,
What was like what, the 80s?
yeah, it's like this movie's been done before. So it's like I wasn't thoroughly impressed, but I was a little impressed because from what I saw in the trailer, Kevin Hart's not being Kevin Hart.
You're right. And I think that's what it's got going for it. But outside of that, it's a generic heist movie.
It's
right?
a generic heist movie.
Generic heist movie in the air, but Kevin Hart's in it and he's not doing Kevin Hart stuff.
He's not doing Kevin Hart
He's-
stuff.
He's being a character. Also, he's not doing this movie with The Rock or somebody else.
Thank God.
It's him.
And Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, he's not the second guy in this movie.
Yeah.
You know,
He's the
So,
first guy in charge. I understand. Look, it's hard to do these movies when you're playing somebody that's not of 6'8".
Yeah,
You know, it's hard 6'4".
yeah,
So it's challenging to do these certain roles and also be a comedian. I
Yeah.
no one wants to say that, and
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like I'm being what you call it, hiatus.
heist.
What's that old word? You know, I'm not trying to be a bully about it.
Yeah,
Because I'm not tall at all. You're not tall.
yeah,
But it's hard to do important films when you're short.
yeah,
It was hard for Danny DeVito.
yeah,
He can only do certain roles.
yeah. He's like what 4'11".
Exactly.
He's a
It's
very
even
short
hard
man.
for Dinklage.
Yeah, you're right.
Peter Dinklage.
You know, yeah. There's a whole subset of like dwarf actors who are very
Yeah.
mad at like the Wonka movie
Exactly.
and the Snow White movie.
And I'm not saying that Kevin Hart's like a dwarf. Obviously not.
No,
But it's just challenging because no one looks at him as that type of guy that could be a leading man to
Yeah.
be in an action film.
yeah.
And this movie does seem to be an action type film.
You're right. It does. It's got potential. I'm not gonna knock it. It does look like it's got potential. If anything, it's gonna be like a good popcorn film. You know what I mean?
Like most Netflix films.
Yeah.
Because all the Netflix films are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how you feel about Netflix films. You and Khadijah, do y'all sit down and watch
I mean,
them?
they're a
a lot?
dime a dozen nowadays, man. It's hard
Yeah.
to keep up with them. And like I keep a little bit of a sidebar. I keep seeing articles coming out about like the next Stranger Things series, and I'm just like, this Stranger Things. They've milked out Stranger Things for so long. These kids are full on adults.
Well,
like,
this is it for Millie Bobby Brown.
I mean, for Stranger Things, but I think she's got potential to have like a real career afterwards
Oh, it shows.
because she's doing other movies and stuff.
Mhm.
She's got that Damsel movie coming out, and I want to
Mhm.
check that out. I think that seems like a neat idea.
Enola Holmes, she kicked ass in that. She
Yeah.
made a lot of money off that. It's a Netflix film. I'm not too big on Netflix films.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're a dime a dozen.
Yeah, but they're good to watch when you just sitting at home and you ain't got nothing else to watch.
That is true.
So I'll watch this film most definitely. And to be fair, I haven't seen a lot of Kevin Hart, so I'm not as burned out on him as I am with The Rock.
He's been kind of quiet nowadays. Well, he's in that Strays movie,
Yeah, he was in that Strays movie.
but
Yeah.
that hardly counts. That was
that
voice
hardly
acting.
counts
and
anything.
that was
Was he in Strays?
Yeah.
I thought it was Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx was he not also in Strays?
Yeah, I know Jamie Foxx was in there. I don't know if Kevin Hart was in there.
Yeah, it was like what Will Ferrell too, right? Or Will Forte?
Yeah, Will Forte.
Kevin Hart Strays.
If I'm not mistaken,
Pretty sure he was.
because I didn't watch the film. I wanted no part of it.
No, not at all.
I heard it's pretty bad.
It's bad.
Yeah,
A friend of mine watched it because he thought it would be funny, and he was like, "Oh no!" It's like
I think I know what you're talking about. We ain't got to put him on blast. Okay.
He's like, a couple of parts are funny, and then everything else is kind of okay. And I was like, "Yeah, what did you expect?
Yeah, what did you expect?
What did you expect from the adult version of Homeward Bound, like the raunchy version?
Which is really getting old too, by the way.
It is
Cussing animals and cussing
yeah.
children. I'm tired of that.
So I don't think it was in Strays. I think I'm wrong. I admit I am wrong.
I think I know what movie you're talking about. I just don't know the name of it right now.
Yeah, Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter,
I was wrong. He wasn't in Strays, or if he was, he's not a big enough character to show up when I search it. So
So it's like, at the end of the day, I'm not too burned out on Kevin Hart, so I'll definitely watch this film
yeah,
and come back with a better opinion of it.
yeah. Maybe we can talk about it later down the
And
line.
Watch the other movie too. What's that?
The No Way Up.
No Way Up. So we'll if we can find it anyway.
Yeah, wherever that's going to get released on. So our last movie is a bit on topic because recently Mickey Mouse became public domain.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, they make a horror movie based off Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
And the movie, I gotta look at the name again. It's not. There's a couple Mickey Mouse things coming out. There's like a Screamboat Willie.
Screamboat.
Yeah, because it's a Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse, right?
Yeah.
But no, this one's called Mickey's Mousetrap. So it's actually Mickey Mouse. Like they're not saying he's not Mickey Mouse. It's Mickey's Mousetrap. And in the trailer, they actually show like a clip from Steamboat Willie. So it's very much in the Mickey Mouse world, and it's basically it's like a slasher. So a group of friends are like at an amusement park or whatever, and they get attacked by a Mickey Mouse character. It looks like they're gonna do like elements of Scream.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a scene where like one of the guys is like, "Oh, I'll be right back," and he walks away, and one of the other guys goes, "Oh, well, he's dead," and he's like, "See, in horror movies." So
banging my head against the mic. Banging my head against the mic. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, really? We're doing this? We're doing the Scream spoof and the Mickey Mouse spoof at the same time?"
Why?
Yeah, it's a horror slasher film
And
where
what's the name of this film so I can watch the trailer?
Mickey's Mousetrap.
Mickey's Mouse.
Mickey's Mousetrap.
Is it like a low budget?
Super
film?
independent, super low budget. I mean,
it's like same people that did Terrifier.
no, it's not the same people, but it's like the same idea.
Same idea.
It's them capitalizing on the fact that he's public, which it impresses me because they had the plan for this, right? They had to like hindsight or future sight or whatever know that like, hey, this character is going to become public domain soonish. So let's write a script, let's make the movie, and we'll sit on it until it's time.
I've been sitting on it for a long time.
Maybe at least a year, right?
Yeah.
Because literally the first day he was public domain, bam, Mickey Mouse's Trap.
I'm gonna have to figure out. I'm not gonna talk about it over air, but I'm gonna have to figure out.
We're gonna do some research, huh?
Yeah, like how did they get? I mean, how did Disney let go of their rights of, Steamboat Mickey?
Well, I think it's just after 100 years, automatically it's public domain.
Is that how it goes?
I believe so.
Huh.
Because I had to do some research into this recently because we used a Christmas song on one of our projects.
Yeah.
And I had to look it up.
Are we out of the trailer park now? Are we still in?
That's all I got for the trailer park, man. It's just those three trailers.
Because we can still talk about it, but I just wanted to get out of the trailer park.
Oh yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah, so we won't get killed.
Yeah, but no, we're out, man. That's all the movies I had. That's all the topics we had. You wanted to talk about Suicide Squad, which was a nice surprise, and I had to finish The Bear and King of the Hill, and that's it. I do want to point out that next week I want to do a Have You Seen This, James?
That's
for
fine.
the Marshall Ali movie.
Yeah, I want you to see that.
Is it Leave the World Behind or something?
Leave the World Behind.
Yeah, I want to do that because I know you wanted me to watch it. I say I'm going to keep doing it, so I got to put it on air. I got to put it on record. And I fully plan on sitting down to watch it, and we can talk about it on the next Friday edition.
Please do, because it's worth the discussion.
Yeah,
and
I've heard things about it because it's done by the Obama's film company did it, and the people I work for had spoken about it in some capacity. So I am curious as to
because
how the movie is.
I always like to pick your brain on movies like this because it's something of it leaves an open discussion.
Yeah.
Certain movies don't leave open discussions. Like the movies that we've been seeing or I've been seeing haven't led to that.
Right.
Like Godzilla was probably like the only one, but I just wanted you to see it from an excitement factor.
I see. Yeah, that
this
makes
here
sense.
is an open discussion about something else.
I know there's something with the deer, and the deer has me interested.
Yeah.
There's some strange things going on.
We'll talk
in
about
this
it.
film. So yeah, that's
We'll definitely get to it.
But hey, that's next week, guys. So that's a tease.
Yeah. But I ain't want to take you away from your Mickey Mouse thing. By the way.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to get out of the trailer park. That's all.
You man, I'm scared of the trailer park.
Yeah. Hey man, brothers in the trailer park. That don't work out for me.
Well, let me see. Rules: anyone can use a public domain work without obtaining permission. Okay. Is everything public domain after 100 years? These exclusive rights are subject to a time and generally expire 70 years after the author's death or 95 years after publication.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
So okay.
Yeah, so it's either been 70 years since Walt Disney's death or it's been 95 years since Steamboat Willie was created, which actually it probably has been. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. So that's it. That's the public domain rules. We should look at a list and put a movie together. James.
Yeah, that'd be nice one day. That'd be real cool.
Yeah. Just sit on something for a while and release it,
Yeah. But we had a good show today.
Yeah, it was a good Friday.
Good Friday
edition. Good start of the year. We're chugging along, guys. Hey, if you want to contact us, you can email us at onthegopod2023@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram, On The Go with Jacob and James. It's all one word. You can find James on Instagram at
James9794.
You can find me on Instagram at jacobdantone.audio. We also have a YouTube channel now, On The Go with Jacob and James. We'll be posting clips and other bits on there as the days go on. Hey, I'm on the go. James is on the go. We're all on the go.
Peace. Take it easy, guys.
Take it easy.